Good afternoon. Welcome to the first Zoom at noon of 2024. Happy New Year. Welcome back to however old your children are, they're heading back to school, presumably. So I'm John Wuorinen. I'm the Director of Admissions and Tuition Assistance here at Columbus Academy. And today we're going to be talking about the special programs here, focusing particularly on the summer program, but hearing a little bit more about what we call CASE, or the Children's After School Experience. It's our latchkey program, but much more than latchkey. So before we get started, I do want to make just a couple of quick announcements. Behind the scenes is Anika Littell. She will be curating the session. So if you have questions as the session goes along, please just put them in the chat box, and Anika will be sharing those with us at the appropriate time. So feel free to put them in at any moment. I do want to make a plug for just a couple of things that are coming down the pike. We've got the opportunity to do a couple different Zooms at noon. Next week, we're actually off for Martin Luther King Day, but then on the 22nd of January, John Exline and I will be talking a little bit about tuition assistance. On the 29th of January, Monday the 29th at noon, we'll be talking with Melissa Clark Beckett, who is our let's see, her title is the Director of Parent Engagement, I believe, and Gabby May, who is one of the leaders of our parents organization. That's on the 29th. And then finally on the 5th of February, be talking with Pascal Lasambe, Dr. Lasambe, and Davida Arnold about diversity and community life here at the school. So you'll want to tune in on those. Finally, of course, the admissions season is rapidly upon us here. It's January 8th. Application materials and such are due by early February. So I do want to mention very quickly that if you're considering applying, if you're in the process of applying, do move quickly. Along with that, we are always happy to help, of course. Reach out to the admissions office and we will be right there for you. But we got a couple opportunities to visit coming up. This coming Wednesday, we have what we call a Viking visit. It's a group tour. Starts at 8:30 in our admissions office. That is on this coming Wednesday on the 10th is focused on middle and upper schools. The following Wednesday, the 17th, is focused on the lower school. And then on the 24th, we're back to upper school and middle school. So opportunities to come and visit. You're always welcome, of course, to schedule a personal tour. We love showing off the school, so come on out. So with all those kind of commercials done,
Back to our scheduled program.
yeah, I want to introduce Jessica and Alyssa, who are here with us today to share some information about the summer program. And apparently these just came out today.
Our pretty brochures.
The brochures just came out today, and so at some point in the proceedings, we'll hear more about how you can sign up for these programs. But I'll let the two of you introduce yourselves just a little bit in terms of your backgrounds, and then we'll start talking. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Jessica, why don't you start?
Yes, I'm Jessica Donovan. I'm a special programs coordinator here at Academy, and this is actually like my 1-year anniversary.
Yay.
So 1 year down, yes.
Woo-hoo.
Yep.
Great.
I'm Alyssa King, Director of Special Programs. I've been here, I think I'm on my 18th year, maybe, and did a lot with Franklin Park Conservatory before this and Honda, and have been, a proponent of CA for a long time now. I have a kiddo that's 12, so I can commiserate with parents that are looking for middle school programming. So
Yeah, I guess I should also mention I have 2 kiddos that go here, a first grader and a preschooler. And so they both also attend the summer programs and love it. They actually did that before we came to Academy. So they love it.
Great. Well, So we want to give a number of different pieces of information to you this morning or this afternoon. First and foremost, can you guys provide an overview of the special programs? Again, right now we are focused specifically on the summer program, but talk as we discuss this, we'll also talk about our children's after-school experience. So talk a little bit about this office, and we are here in, as you know, we try to move these Zooms at noon. This is actually the special programs office. So.
Yeah, we have a great staff, any of which you might have connection with either in the phone or email. Of course, you've met Jessica. And Jessica, when we start talking about special programs, that could be a couple different things. Like you said, we're going to focus on summer experience and maybe the children's after-school experience case program. We also do the ASA programs, which you'll probably primarily be talking to Jessica about. We also do rentals and tutoring. If you somehow get sent to me for that, that's us too. I know that's not our focus today, but that is something that you might put a face to a name with. We also have
Alyssa wears a number of different hats.
we don't like any 2 days to be the same. Or any 2 hours to be the same.
Right.
We also have Julia Wing, which is also a special programs coordinator. She's the one that you're probably going to talk to if you're working on getting payments through. That will be both Jessica and Julia. Julia's been with us for nine plus years at this point. So we've got some longevity here in this department. We also have Kathy Mendenhall, which is one of the special programs assistants, and she's also a case supervisor. So she also is a face that you're probably going to meet and has been here 9+ years as well. And then we have Jennifer Connick, which is the girl on the phone. If you are in case and you're trying to get your kiddo to pick up, because we do a carpool style pickup, that's who you're going to be talking to. So that's pretty much our core staff here. Beyond that, we'll talk, as we talk about some of the different divisions, we can talk about how we populate that staff, because
it's a cast of thousands.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that make it happen.
Your army, your case army.
Yeah,
Case
case army now. Yep.
So Anika, why don't we go to the slideshow? So you guys can talk a little bit now about summer program in general, what we offer. Again, the slide here talks about what's new.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
Yes.
But it is, registration is going to happen shortly. But talk a little bit about who this program is designed for, and these are the slides, and what sort of programs are offered, please.
Yes, so our programming is it's 8 weeks of programming, and we offer it for pre-Kers through 12th grade. Our camps vary. We have a huge array of topics for your brainiac kiddo who maybe wants to take some more math classes or focus on writing or reading, or maybe for your athletic child who wants to try a new sport. We have so many different types of things that are available. Like, in what other place could you come one summer and try sailing, and also try fencing, and also do horseback riding?
Wonderful.
There's so many, it's a vast array of topics to meet every child's interest.
I think it's good to know that we can follow your child from pre-K all the way up through 12th grade. Pre-Kers have thematic-based programming, and it's usually 3 to 5 year olds, definitely potty trained. And then we do divisions of K to 2, 3rd to 5th, and 6th through 9th.
Okay, and we've got some slides there.
Oh, yeah.
To point those out. But do you want to
talk about Beyond Camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got something new that we tried this year.
Go back one slide.
So, we have a really good.
I wanted to know what Beyond Camp was when I saw the slide.
Our logistics, I think, for our day, we don't need to tweak or mess with that very much. So we're trying to think outside the box of what more could we do? What could we add? So in the aftercare program, we have our traditional aftercare, but now we also have some camps that you can take, and they're thematic, and they're themed based on age group. So Explorers Pre-K are still going to stay in aftercare, but we have programs that are K to 2 and 3rd to 5th. I think we've got sports, and we've got an arts program that if you want to have them push a little bit further or do a little more, or your kiddo is stacked and packed with energy, that another sports program after their original sports program would be a great idea. We've got a place for that.
That's great.
And then the middle schoolers will have their own section.
Yes.
Yes, the middle schoolers, what did we decide?
The Zen Zone.
The Zen Zone.
Yes.
Just because we know middle schoolers they're older, they don't necessarily want to be doing the same type of activities or themes that the younger campers are a part of. So we've created the Zen Zone, where if middle schoolers do need to stay for aftercare, they can go to Zen Zone and they can kind of do their own thing in there. I mean,
What are some examples of the things you're imagining for Zen Zone?
well, we have a stacked cabinets of lots of board games,
Super.
different cards. We have art activities if they're interested in that. They also have access to, out if they want to go outside to the playgrounds if they're still interested in that. So we still have the beautiful campus to utilize.
Yeah, I think, we really want to try to utilize the campus. And so some of the makerspace, we want to be able to push in there, ceramics lab, some of these things that the older kids just, they either want to dabble in or they're already, really in love with, that we just want them to have their own space, own place, so that they feel grown up, that they feel like they're in that next step. They're not in lower school anymore.
Sure.
It's something new.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Anything else there that you should highlight? The
Oh,
pool is back.
The pool's
Yes,
back.
last summer, of course, we did not have,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was tough.
that was,
It actually has brought some fun new camps this summer. We're going to have some synchronized swimming camps.
oh,
This
really?
summer, yes.
And if you've been with us before, you know that we've had them for the older kids. Now we have them for the younger kids. So the one is called the Enchanted Pool, and it's for, I believe, our K-2 kiddos.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see what that show is going to
Yes.
be like. Speaking of shows, I know that if you've been with us for a few years, or if you're brand new, it's, if you're doing a performance-based program on Fridays, we used to have a showcase before COVID. We're bringing the showcase back.
Oh,
It will be for just the campers, but we will be, I don't know if professional is the right word, but we will be recording it so that you can have a copy of it, but all campers will get to go. It'll be during the Friday free choice. And so that also the kids can see what other kids in the camp are doing and
Visit
kind
their
of,
friends, see their friends performing
Yeah.
that they may not get to.
it's a nice
normally.
community
Yeah.
thing for us to do.
That's
I
great.
think it's great for them to cheer each other on and
We all go down and watch.
Yeah.
As well.
confidence builder.
It is. It's good to get up on stage in front of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, that's the goal, right?
Mhm.
Super.
I think the other one, the registration, is just that we wanted to get you information earlier, and so that we're closing, I'm old and can't read
The
that far.
registration will be, instead of Tuesday before your camp week, it will be the Monday before, so that we can send out welcome emails even sooner and get you all that vital information a little bit earlier than
Okay.
you were.
So just a tweak, not a big change.
Just a little tweak, and it's all handily written in your brochure if you need any more details.
Those first few pages are
First few
really,
pages, yeah.
Oh, okay, so in the book, they
yeah, everything you ever
pay
gonna want to
attention to
know.
those first few
are those
pages.
First few pages,
Okay.
and it looks alike, a lot of text, but is separated, kind of in themes of what we're talking about, so
Great.
it's good to read.
All right, so should we go through the slide?
Let's look at our picture.
Yeah.
We have a question. Someone wants to know what are some of the, I would assume, after school and maybe summer experiences for high school students, like rising ninth graders?
That's a really good question.
That's a good question, not as much, right?
Yes, except, we want to identify rising. So when you're talking about a rising ninth grader, they can take any of the middle school classes. So, when you look at the brochure, it'll say rising sixth through rising ninth, because technically they haven't gotten into ninth grade yet, and they still are able to do that. For upper school students, we do not find that a lot of them come back unless it's for credit. So we do a PE program so they can get their PE credits over the summer, and we do a service-based program called Feed the Need. We also have a junior counseling program, which is fantastic. Kathy Mendenhall, which I mentioned earlier, is the coordinator for that. Wonderful mentoring program. She does a great job with the kiddos, and it's an awesome opportunity for people to learn what it's like to have a job. Especially if you have a kiddo that might lean towards teaching or something with kids, this is a great opportunity for them to really get their feet wet. At the end, they'll get a letter of recommendation if things went well, or they do journaling, and so they do a lot of what would you call that? Kind of professional development as they go through their program.
And like self-reflection
Yeah.
and like, it helps them kind of figure out what their skills are, what their interests are in a low stakes environment where they have a senior counselor to kind of help aid them
Sure.
in their first.
Now,
first job.
and that's a week by week thing as well, so that you can, if a family's gonna take a vacation in the middle, they would be able to sign up for weeks 1, 2,
Exactly.
5, 6, 7, or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
all of our camps are, there's only one camp and it's just a test this year to see if a 2-week camp would go. And it's a camp that's run by CCT, which is
Columbus
Children's Theater, yes.
Oh.
And they're doing, I think, is it Jungle Book?
Jungle
We're
Book.
doing Jungle Book.
Jungle
So
Book.
by the
Oh,
end, they'll have a pretty nice
2-week.
performance.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
trying to get it together in 1 week.
It's difficult.
It's challenging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now we're trying this
2 weeks, that's great.
Yeah.
This is our 3rd through 5th grade group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great.
Here's our pre-K
So-
kiddos.
Yep.
So these are just some favorite photos that we collected over last summer. A lot of these photos you probably will see in the brochure, but there's a few extras on here. So here are some of our pre-K campers enjoying the outside spaces, making arts. They always have fun when they do water Wednesdays.
Oh,
Yeah, Water Wednesdays are a big fan fave in pre-K, and we always are recommending make sure you send your extra clothes and a towel and be prepared for that, for all the fun and wet fun that they're gonna have. And so those are just a few of our pre-K kiddos. And then our next slide. Oh,
Well, and those are
Oh,
themed.
oh, yes.
So each week is themed. So like I tried to pull, if you've already seen the brochure, you already know, but we've got like Under the Sea this year, sports, dinosaurs, space, bugs, which is my favorite week.
Mhm.
So lots of really good thematically based activities
for the
too,
pre-Kers.
for the pre-Kers.
And that is
Nice.
our main program that also still has half-day options. The rest of our camps, unless you're doing a sports clinic only, you can do a sports clinic plus after sports and more, or you can do half-day in pre-K, but the rest of our programming is full day programming.
Thank you.
Also, here's some of our lower school, our K through 2 group. You can just see there's some kids in the gym, and then my kiddo was actually in one of those, I think.
Is that right?
In the cooking class, yes, the cooking class was so much fun. The kids just have so much fun showing their parents at the end of the day, like what they've created and what they've made. And you can see him, he's showing up his little.
They haven't eaten it
So
already.
these are themed weeks as well?
Yes, so lower school, we put into 2 different divisions. There's K-2 and then there's 3rd through 5th. And I did kind of put down, when you look at the brochure, it's academics, arts and sciences, and athletics. So there's a lot of choices. We try really hard to make sure that every kiddo that opens that book can find something for them.
Mhm.
Terrific.
We have a few more K-2 pictures over here. Oh, you can see the ferry photo. That's one of the camps, ferry. We have had a few different ferry.
Can you describe it? Can you describe fairy camp?
Yeah,
for
so
us?
they do, there was such sweet little things that they did last year where they had like a little fairy house would appear and the fairy would have little messages that would come every morning out of it that they could respond to and send back and like talk to their little fairy. I don't know if they call them a fairy godmother, but they would, talk to their fairy. They had like fun, what was it, degradable glitter and like sparkle that they were, because we were like, we don't want to litter everywhere.
Right.
They found this degradable glitter that they could do, and sparkles all day in fairy camp. They made wings, I believe, and they did a little field trip. I believe it was over at Inniswood,
Mhm.
and they went
Okay.
over there to the gardens over there and had a little fairy adventure in the
Nice.
gardens. Yeah.
And we do take field trips. So there, some of the programs will have like a 1-day field trip as a culminating activity on Friday. Some are travel only programs. So they get on a bus here and they go, especially weeks 1 and 9. We are not on campus. Those are all travel-based programs. The only camp that is on campus is a traditional day camp program, and it's out in the woods in the Outdoor Learning Center. And that's for K-2 and 3rd to 5th.
And we also, just to mention, we are closed the week of 4th of July.
Yes.
Just to-
Oh, thank you for
Important to
know.
remembering to mention that. That was new a couple years ago and
Yes, and also the week where Juneteenth is on a Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
We are
That's
closed
the
on
19th.
the Wednesday, yes,
Yes.
so that's just
yeah, worth knowing.
worth mentioning. Oh, and here's some of our 3rd through 5th graders. As you can, in the bottom left
Chess
picture,
and-
yeah, you can see that's one of our popular, the Hogwarts one, where she's levitating there with her wand. She's got a little ball levitating. The Hogwarts camp is very popular. That's with Mrs. Schroeder Lowry.
Oh,
That one's fun. And then Lego camps, that one's been also very popular and very fun. I love that picture with the glasses.
with the glasses, the Lego glasses, those are cute.
Oh,
Lots of good choices.
oh, yes. Oh, and here, yeah, more creations. That's kind of the best. I loved being here last summer, was just seeing all the creations that the kids make and how proud they are and they want to show them off. And also the showcase you can see in the bottom, like,
Bottom center.
yes, in the bottom. I think that was the Broadway boot camp. Well, I think that was that one. Yeah, they have so much fun. And here's some of our middle school campers.
Right.
Yeah, we have dancing like it's almost like a dance intensive, like where they'll really try to focus on skill building. I mean, that's kind of what you get more in the middle school camps, is a bit more, that advanced level of learning, whether it's art or photography. They kind of get more into the nitty-gritty details of learning some skills based on those creative
Terrific.
adventures.
And hopefully will be lifelong things that then will follow them into high school and then out into the real world that help them create community when they're out,
Yes.
So
Taking
we've talked a little bit as these slides are coming up, kayaking and all sorts of things.
Oh,
So we've talked a little bit about the junior counselors.
yes.
How about the counselors and the faculty who staff the program?
Yeah.
And just as we're chatting about this.
Mhm.
If we're talking about summer program is, safety is our first and foremost. And so we have a lot of things in place to make sure the day goes well. So from all the leadership to the teacher in the classroom is not the only one in the classroom. You're always going to have a senior counselor with your kiddos in the classroom. Senior counselors are typically upper high schoolers into college students. This year, I think we have 12 returning college students already. So we're
Really?
very excited about that,
Terrific.
especially with hiring concerns in the past. We're feeling that's a good, strong lead there for senior counselors. They do go through a pretty rigorous training program. We also arm them with, things and strategies to use in the classroom if you have a kiddo that's dysregulated, or if you have a situation that is not ideal, how to manage that and how to support the teacher in those circumstances. So I feel really like we have a very strong staff. We also have a unit called Camper Care, and that is a group of people that are, whether we have a diagnosed child or if we have a kiddo that's just for whatever reason that week is having a rough time, this team is going to put a care plan in place for that child, whether that's disclosed on their medical form or not. After first day, we usually can figure out who might need some support, and that care team is dedicated to making sure that not only that kiddo can be integrated into the program, but also that everyone around them is learning, and it's just a really nice melting pot of all
Terrific.
differences in the program.
Terrific. And who are the faculty members? I happen to know, but our viewers out there.
So
How
our
about the
teachers,
faculty, the teachers who are
Yeah, the team.
who are leading?
So we hire Columbus Academy teachers as well as other qualified teachers from around, and we also are connected with business partners such as like Amazing Athletes or the Balanced Child Method is one of our new organizations. So we connect with businesses that offer after school or summer programming as well.
yeah. So there's a lot. It's people in the community too that they
Yeah.
are just strong in their field and want to share that with kids. And so we have a proposal process. They sign up for the proposal, and then we make magic with this puzzle of making sure that every single week there's something for everybody. But yeah.
What's great about it is the teachers get a chance to really teach their passion, a very specialized thing that they're very interested
Yes.
in. And so you can just see it.
Right.
when-
Well, as a faculty
yeah.
member, your office sends out an email to the whole faculty saying, hey, summer program coming up, and this happens in like September. We're already thinking about next summer,
Mhm.
but what do you, is
do
there anything that you'd like to have,
Mhm.
present to the students?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a fabulous little
A
program.
lot of we have a lot of the coaching staff here
Mhm.
at Academy that do a lot of most of our clinics and sports programs as well. So they get to further their, teaching with some of their athletes, and then teach new athletes as well. So it's a, like you said, a community building thing where we really wrap in the whole community into it.
So we talked a little bit about safety. Talk a little bit about the logistics of some of the things looking from outside. It amazes me that the program is as smooth as it is, because you have folks who are coming there are some families that come for all 9 weeks.
Mhm.
And then there are some families that only have 1 week, and the first week that you're doing this, drop off and pick up and all that. Talk a little bit about logistics, if you wouldn't mind.
I love logistics. Let's talk logistics. logistics. That's like my thing. I like it. So after COVID, we had to come up with a new system. And so I don't think we're ever going to be able to go back. It's a carpool style system. So those emails that we send out, which we're sending out even earlier, are going to be so important to know where to go and when, but it's also going to be very visually apparent. We have everything that's color coded. If you look in the back of your brochure when you get it, it has a map that has everything in there. It also shows the color coding, the times of drop off, the times of pickup. The nice thing about that is, you know, all your leadership is out at carpool line. And so if you have a question, if you have a concern, if a kiddo's, you know, just not ready to get out of the car yet, we have people that are going to help you. You also have the frontline counselors going to be standing out there escorting your student or your child to their camp. Teachers are waiting for them in their classroom, so there's never a bridge where that child is ever left alone. And so that's really important. That logistical, you'll see it's a system out there. I've got 3rd and 5th on one side, K-2 on the other side. Go. We've got to go. And we try to do it as quickly as we possibly can. Sometimes technology isn't our friend, and sometimes it is. But we do try to move as quickly as we can. We usually can get through carpool once people have it in 20 minutes or so, which is a pretty typical carpool. So, you know, reading that information ahead of time is very important. On the flip side, checkout is again very systematic, where we have a bogan phone inside where everybody can hear the names. We send them out, the counselors are bringing them to the car, and off you go. So as safe and as systematic as possible so that it is easy for everyone. As far as the day goes, I'd like to talk a little bit about the schedule just briefly, because it's important that, you know, once your child's dropped off, there is a period of carpool, let's say station work, where maybe they're just doing fun icebreakers or get to know you kind of activities. And then their class really starts 9 to 11:30. So like, let's say they're in, something Lego. They're Legoing from 9 to 11:30. At 11:30, if there are littlest friends from K-2, they will be going to their lunch, their free choice, and their counselor fun time. It's really important for us to have free choice. You know, maybe they chose the camp, maybe you chose the camp, but they have something they get to choose. So this year, outdoor free play, computer lab, swim, or quiet room. And then we have last year, because the pool was out, we had to add a few things, and we're not going to let those go. So we've got a magician coming a couple weeks. We've got outdoor games like sand volleyball and big kickball games that they really enjoy that we're going to keep in the mix. And that's how we manage, you know, 200-300 kids in that transitional period, is they get to choose where they want to go, which is, I think, really important. And then they dive back into their class from 1:30 to 3:30. They're in Lego again, let's say. And then at 3:30, we start the carpool process and we get them out and as efficiently as possible too. Unless they're going to aftercare, or what we're calling beyond camp now, then either they go on to aftercare or they go on into their next camp.
Terrific.
Or swim lessons. That's also an option.
I always like to say logistically, I mean, you know, have your, in the car line, have your placard up. We always
Yes.
send you a placard. You can print that and put that up in your window and have your ID ready, and that will help things go.
I can start typing
Go
that
quickly.
in 5 cars down if I
Yes.
can see it.
Yeah, just
Right.
have your stuff ready to go and it'll go smooth.
Yeah.
It'll go smooth.
It amazes me the way it works like clockwork. You guys are incredible.
We try.
Well, not to mention, there is the safety precautions that our school takes in general with
Yes.
locked doors and our
Absolutely.
security badges, and only proper personnel have those accesses. So like, it is, you know, we always have security on campus 24 hours a day.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I am. So it's almost 12:30 here.
Yes.
And so what I want to do is make sure that you guys talk a little bit about registration.
Yes.
And then after that, I want to just ask you to give a quick rundown of CASE, the after school program.
Okay.
But yeah, talk a little bit about registration if you would.
Yes, registration is a fun and exciting time for everyone involved. You know, we love how popular our program is, but we also want to make sure it's the best for everyone involved. So we do have to have somewhat limited spaces just to make sure that we keep a strict student teacher ratio. So that being said, our priority registration day for current CA families will be February 6th at 9 a.m. And when we say 9 a.m., 8:55, be ready. I just say like, be prepared. That's kind of like one of the main tips and tricks that I say is like, go through your brochure, pick your top few choices for each week that you'd like to attend so that you're ready. We have handy dandy
Yeah, there's
planning.
a planning guide in
Planning guide.
here, so you can put your first, second, and third choices down, just in case you happen to get waitlisted.
If you're a returning family or a current CA family, you most likely already have a Camp Brain account, and that's where we register through. So logging on is as simple as, if you remember your password, logging on. CA families do get the choice of using a single sign-on method where you can use your Blackboard account login credentials to get on there, which is just a click of a button, so that's even quicker. But if you are a new family, then the general public date will be February 8th. And so that's when you have to create an account and then do your registration process. But one of the big things I will say is if you see a class you really like, get on a wait list. Get on a wait list because we see a lot of movement between March and May on and off the wait list. So if you see
People scheduling vacations, people
Exactly.
saying, oh yeah, well, now we're gonna do this other thing.
Exactly.
I mean,
It changes
The
a
wait,
lot.
the wait list can get hit often.
Julia, who is not here, Julia Wingweirman, she's our waitlist guru. She tackles that beast and she makes sure she gets, you know, everybody in that wants to get in that can off that wait list.
And we can't say enough that sign up for everything you can, because once you've done it once and you get in there, then your priority next year. So even if you only got one, you get your foot in there so that the next year you'll get priority registration.
Because our first day may be for only CA families, but our second day is for returning families before it opens up to the general public. So even if you can just snag one, you know, it goes quicker. Our spots fill up very fast in our pre-K and our K-2 age division. But there are still spots available. And like I said, just be prepared that morning to get on there. And we are here in the office for tech support. If anybody needs any help, we're here. We've got all hands on deck on those.
We hate that it's a little bit stressful. We love that it's
Yes,
popular.
yes,
It's great to be
yes.
popular. There are some fallbacks to that, and that is, but I can't stress enough that if you get on a wait list,
Yeah.
please hold tight, because in March, it starts in March, this cascade of movement that chances are good you'll get into something.
So, if you wouldn't mind commenting just a little bit about our after school program case. Officially, I guess it is a latchkey program, but when I think about latchkey, or I think when the average person thinks about latchkey, they think about something that is very study hall-esque, that is, maybe pretty hands-off in terms of faculty. And if you guys could describe just a little bit about our children's after-school experience program here.
Yes, this is not overglorified babysitting. It is a program. It is definitely a program. So your child would come to their division. So we are Explorers Pre-K, then K1, then 2-3, 4-5, and then middle school. And in each division, right now, we have 4 staff members in each division, along with assistants that are a high school student that comes in and supports. So we are in really good shape right now.
Like I said, Kate Army.
I might be even a little overstaffed at the moment, but that's okay, because that's just where people know.
That's way better.
Yeah, knocking on all the way. It's a great program. It's a rotation. It's thematically based. So every week we have a theme, and then each group rotates even through each day. So they'll go to their indoor outdoor free play. They have a lab time, and they have activity time. So that theme that we're on that week, that's their activity period. A lot of times, I mean, they'll do everything from some sort of building to cooking to, I mean, it's just, they've been really good at being creative with those activities.
And community building, and they'll go outside. Sometimes they'll pick up around the school. They'll do things on our campus to help, help better their school environment, which is awesome to see. I get to see all the pictures from the case. They send them to me, so I love seeing what they're creating in case. And my kids love case. They never really need to go because I'm off work when they're done with school, but
it's a good
my children are older. My children are older, but they always wanted to stay. I'm gonna see all my friends then. So
now
it's a fabulous program.
And in middle school, the focus really is homework first. So that's kind of what they get done first, and then after that, then they have more of the transitions and things. Right. But it is, in that regard, still homework.
I love a new thing that we're, one of the nurses just suggested that we do a service-based opportunity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I think each division is going to take an opportunity to bake cookies for, it was Mid-Ohio or wherever Becky and Janet go to.
Terrific.
And so, they get into service orientation projects. We have a whole week of service, which always is a really good feel-good.
Well, and if you want to, if you're at all interested in that, we did a Zoom at noon right at the end of December with Christy Benning and a couple of her service co-chairs. So you can go back and take a look at that Zoom at noon if the service piece interests you.
And we love to talk about a program, so call us and we'll talk to you for however long you want to talk about it.
Typically, you call the office, you'll get me, so call anytime.
My phone number's on there too, but if
Yeah.
she's a good, she's.
I like to
good.
talk on the
Yeah.
phone.
Jessica, Alyssa, thank you so much. Anika, I should ask, are there any quick questions that we can answer right here at the end?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us for this week's Zoom at noon. In 2 weeks, once again, just as a reminder, we'll be back. John Exline and I will be talking about tuition assistance and scholarships here at Columbus Academy. So you'll want to tune in for that. Until then, thanks very much for joining us.